guys. Okay, so I've been bad and I didn't do my video last Saturday on relationships. So I feel really bad. So I feel I should be making it up, and that's what I'm going to do here. So welcome to Witches of the Moon. I'm Sunshine, your Saturday hostess, and this video is a week late. So the topic last week was relationships. And bear with me, in a sense it's getting to me. Relationships. So I can say that I have a broad span of relationship experience when it comes to my practice. I have been practicing for 30 years. I have been married 3 times. And there have been those in between. I have my 2 boys, and with my newest husband of 10 years, I have the blessing of 3 more children under him. So I have relationships all over the place. Now, I'm not really sure if we were specifically discussing relationships as in a significant other, or if this was relationships in general. So I'm going to try to touch on both. Sometimes they can be very difficult when you are a single person and you are wanting a meaningful relationship with someone. Finding someone out there who believes either the same way you do or is accepting of what you believe can be very difficult, which makes the dating scene even more scary for those of us who are pagan. And I apologize, I keep looking down because I'm in the process of something. So relationships can be very difficult. Now, when you are just starting out to try to find that significant other, it's no different than you walking into a building of total strangers and announcing, I'm a pagan. Yeah, you're not going to do it. The primary reason is for fear of backlash that you just don't want to deal with. So I would have to say 9 times out of 10, when you go on those dating and do the dating games, one of the last things that you present to that other person is, oh, and I'm a pagan, or I'm a witch, or I'm Wiccan. As a matter of fact, I think that probably if you are a woman and you have many children or even 1 child, that you will announce that you have children before you will announce your pagan path or that you are pagan. And the primary reason for that is because of the stigmata that comes along with those words. The first thing that comes to mind with everybody that is not pagan is evil or demon or devil. And until our society gets over that stigmata, that's going to be a true to form for a long time. But when you do find that special someone that you can finally start sharing the more in-depth part of your life, in general, your life. Because being a pagan is not some deep-seated secret that you need to keep quiet just because you are pagan. You're not like a serial killer. It's not like you're announcing to this person that you've fallen madly in love with that you like to kill people. But once you have found that special person, you have hopefully come to an understanding with that person that you feel that you are able to express yourself. And if that person is open-minded, not judgmental, and possibly willing to learn more about your spiritual path, that person will stay with you. They may not agree with you. They may not practice with you. But hopefully, and this is a terrible word to use, they will become tolerant and accept you for who you are. Now, my first marriage was very ugly, and a lot of what I did in secrecy, not around him. And the primary reason was when he was mad, he used me as a punching bag. So I decided to try not to give him reasons to do that. And although he was not a heavily religious person, I just didn't want to give him another tool to use against me. So in my first relationship, I was miserable. I was miserable with him. I was miserable with my life. I was miserable because I could not express myself. And part of that was not being able to openly show who I was spiritually. So, to say the least, that did not last but a few years. Unfortunately, and fortunately, during that time is also when I had both of my sons. My sons, I did not hide it from. So, my boys were brought up knowing what I was, knowing how I felt, knowing what my beliefs were. And in knowing and being able to teach them that it is not evil, it's not Satan, it's not devil, they were able to... Sorry, hold on just a second. Text message. I'm expecting a very important text message, so... And it's here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I had major pause for those of you who don't know Witchy Betty. Witchy Betty has been expecting a baby, and she went in today to have the baby, and he's here. Jackson Cash Cook. Look. Oh my gosh, he's perfect. Look. Okay, I don't know if I should be sharing this. Okay, let's hope that my sweetie Joanna doesn't get mad at me. She's laid up in the hospital right now. She doesn't know. Oh my gosh. For the record, Joanna, he's beautiful. He's so perfect. Total distraction. Total, okay. I'm going to have to respond here in a minute. I know that that's her husband that's sending that to me. So, where was I? Oh my gosh. Isn't that awesome? Birth. It is so incredible. And that child is going to be raised under the most loving pagan mother you could ever imagine. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Was because my children were raised and were taught that it was not evil, it's not a bad thing, it's not demon worshiping, and because of that, they have a greater appreciation for it now, being that they're both almost 30 years old, and they love me, and no, they do not follow the path, but I have always given my children the right to choose their spiritual path because it's very personal, it's very, very deep, and to force a religion on someone, I think, is just torture. That's the only word I can think of, torture. So then my second marriage, he was very open to anything and everything, and the primary reason for that was because he was on drugs all the time. So that didn't last very long either. I was engaged for a short time to a high priest, and I thought that that's where I wanted to be, and I thought that our beliefs, because they were the same, and because we worshiped the same thing, and we practiced the same thing, and we believed the same thing, that the relationship could go to incredible heights, and just that it would be amazing. But unfortunately, his drive was so forceful and so engulfing that our energies, it was like two trucks hitting head on. I mean, we just, our energies, they just clashed. They didn't, although we believed the same thing, we believed that certain practices should be different. And so from experience, I can tell you that it's not always a good thing to find somebody that is of the same belief as you. I have heard and know of people out there who are in relationships. For instance, Amethyst Moon and her husband, they are cohesive. They are they mix well. Their energies just seem to coexist together, and they both, even though they both have a little bit of a different practice, they're both pagan, and they just chime really well. But for me, I just felt like I was being smothered, and I personally like to be important in a relationship, and in that relationship, I was taking a back seat to everything. So it didn't work. It just didn't work. And then I met my current husband. No, I did not tell him right off the bat that I was pagan. And mind you, my husband was raised, oh my gosh, what are they called? I can't even think of the word. The people that come and knock on your door in the suits. I can't even think of the name. Oh my gosh. Jehovah's Witness. He was raised Jehovah's Witness by his parents. And his first marriage, he was married to a devout Catholic. Then he came to me. Can you imagine how I screwed up his head? No. But my husband is very tolerant. He does not believe the same things that I believe. He does not follow what I follow. If I had to give him a title now, I would have to say that he is more agnostic than anything else. He does believe of some sort of higher power, but he is not sure that it is specifically the Christian God or who it is. But because I don't cram my beliefs down his throat, and he does not argue or scoff at my beliefs, we are able to work as one. Every now and then he has questions. Like, for instance, I had this setting up on my stove, drying out, and what it is crushed juniper berries, and I have them, I need them to be a little bit drier. They're a little bit too gummy still. But he will ask me, what are you using that for? What is it going to go into? And Or he will ask me, you know, why are you burning this candle at this particular time? Or, for instance, we had a conversation earlier. He was watching something decoded, and it was about the Statue of Liberty. And I had left to go to the store, and when I came back, they had already shown that there are some beliefs that the Statue of Liberty is a recreation of the Mother Hecate. So that was an opportunity for him to learn a little bit more about my belief. And because he's open like that, our relationship works. I'm very lucky. His children are Catholic. They go to church with their mother when they are with their mother. Of course, 2 of them are already adults. But they understand my belief. And I think that they are as tolerable as they are simply because their father is. And they look up to their father quite a bit. So I have, of course, the rest of my side of the family already knows, and have for many years. When my nieces and nephews come over, they love to come into my witchy area and just ask me questions. I mean, they're just so curious about different things, like, you know, what does this herb do, and how does it help you? Or can you tell me a little bit more about Hecate? Or what is the wheel of the year? Or what season are we in? And it's fun to be able to explain these to people who are curious. And believe it or not, you can turn a relationship into the same thing when you are having, you know, discussions with a possible significant other or a significant other. You can subtly bring up things about crystals or herbs, or like with my husband when we were discussing Hecate and the Statue of Liberty, or but the nice thing is I'm able to discuss with my family these things. So is it possible to have a relationship when you're pagan? Absolutely. It's no different than if you're Christian. It's just that being Christian is more acceptable. That's all. You simply have to find that person who is willing to accept you for who you are, and not make a mockery of your life. More baby news. But not make a mockery of your life, and not be fearful of you and what you believe. Maybe open-minded enough to learn before they decide that they want to jump away from you. Now, if for some reason you are dating and you do come across a person that you want to open this up to and you want to tell this to, and you are fearful, you're fearful for a reason. I would have to say you are fearful because you think that your partner or possible partner is fearful as well. This is the only advice that I have for you. If you are true to your spirituality and true to yourself, you have to find somebody who is going to respect that. You cannot hide it. You cannot have a relationship with a person that you are having to hide things from. So you have to, sooner or later, let them know and be prepared for them to step out of your life. But know that if they step out of your life simply because of that, they were never meant to be with you in the first place. Because if they step out of your life simply because of your belief, then they never believed in you. So with that, I'm going to load this video. I do apologize for it being late, but I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, be sure and leave me a comment down below. I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, I hope y'all have an awesome weekend. Blessed be. I'm gonna go look at pictures of the baby. Bye, guys.